Hi everyone, I'm Deborah, welcome back, and today I'm going to be talking about fabric storage. Most of my fabric I store in these bins. Some I store in IKEA tubs that I have, but within these bins I make these project bags, and this is what I store them in. I'm going to talk you through why I love using these to store my fabric. I like to store my fabric by type of fabric that it is. So for example, this one here is French roses, and it says that I have 7 fat quarters and it's in the colour sky. So I don't store my fabric by colour that a lot of people do. I tend to store it by collection in the first instance. And then I write an index card. That means that when I finish with storing this particular line in this project bag, I can just throw that away or I can use the back of it, but I leave that in the front. Now these project bags, I make them and they have the clear plastic front so that you can see into them, and normally I make them out of whatever scraps I've got lying around. And some of them, which I'll show you hopefully, for example this one I made out of all my scraps, and this is a good idea. You can use your scraps for things. And other thing I like about them is that I can make them any size I want. So when I've got a big lot of fabric like this one, I can make a big one. If I just need something to store 7 fat quarters like this one, I make a smaller one. Once I start working on a project, the size of fabric left in the project bag might go down, or it might go all together. But when it does go down, I can then change it and reuse this bag for something else and put it into a smaller bag if that's what I want to do. So for example, here's my Tilda Sunny Days fabric, which I haven't used any of yet. And I actually don't know how much is in there because I do try and write whether it's fat quarters or yardage or whatever it is. And it's in a nice long one, but at some point when I use it, I might only have a little bit left, and then I would store it back into a smaller bag and I'd repurpose this larger bag for something else. Here's another example of that. I made a quilt with my summer house and I only have this little bit of it left, so I've just popped it into this little bag for now. I could of course move it into my scrap bag, but I haven't finished the quilt, so I want to make sure before I move it into a scrap bundle that I actually finish the quilt, and then I will do that. I also find it useful if I've actually used something. For example, this is a jelly roll, and it's a jelly roll of the Dover fabric. That's the name of the fabric, but I used half of it for a baby quilt, so I've just put that I've got half a jelly roll left on this one and popped it into a smaller bag. I like to use these. I got them from Amazon. I will put the link down below. I have linked to them before. They are a collapsible basket and they're very good for storing this sort of thing. If I wanted to, I could just put these directly into my calyx unit on the shelf, but I found by putting them into a basket like this, A, it looks tidier, and B, I get a lot more on the shelf than what I would otherwise. The other thing that I store in these are the associated bits and bobs. So for example, in here I've got my yo-yos. Now I didn't have as many yo-yos as this, but I bought more, so I moved them into a bigger project bag. Of course, we all have scraps, and I do have one for scraps. I don't get that many scraps, so this is all that I've got at the moment. At one point I was cutting all my remaining stuff, or if I hadn't used all of a layer cake, into 10-inch squares, and then so I made up a 10-inch square bag and I've been storing them in here. Now I'm not doing that much anymore, so I could actually take these out and use them, but at this point I've just left them in this 10-inch square project bag. And recently I wanted another big one like this for my doily quilt, so I made myself another big one so that I could put the squares of my doily quilt into it while I was working on it, and they were 11.5-inch squares. So I guess that's what I like. I like the flexibility of being able to make myself a project bag very quickly and have it to be the perfect size that I want. And then for storing lace, I put these onto these cotton reels. So these are the wooden cotton bobbins that I've got quite a few of. And then when I ran out of those, I have shown you this before in a video that I was doing on something else, so I've just stacked them all up there. I ran out of those, and so I decided that I would use my embroidery hoops, because I've got a lot of these too, and I would put them on the embroidery hoops so that they look pretty, but also I can find the lace that I'm looking for very easily. Now you might think that it's a lot of work to wrap all the lace around these, but I actually cheat. So the first thing I do is I roll the lace up in my hand, just like you would anyway, just to keep it fairly even and fairly tidy. And this is quite a large piece of lace here actually. Then when I get to the end, I stop and I take this bit, the bit that I've rolled up, and I twist that around onto the hoop, and then I just use the remainder little tail that I've left to put it on. And you'd never know, it looks like it's all been rolled on. It's also super easy to access when I want some lace by doing it this way. And while we're talking about fabric and lace, I thought, why not show you my ribbon? I store my ribbon the same way that I store my fabric. I store it in my project bags that I've made. And again, all different sizes, because some ribbon colours, I store it by colour. For example, this is my pink. I have a lot of, whereas if I show you my blue, I only have a little bit of. I don't use much blue. It's not my go-to colour. I also have black in here as well. And what I did to make it easier for myself, when I made these project bags for my ribbon, I decided that I would make them by colour. So this is the navy and black one. And I've got one here that's brown, and you can see I've put brown around the edge of this. It's got brown on the back as well, but I just did the best I could with the fabric that I had. This is my pink bundle. It's pink with orange around it, and it's got pink on the back. And then I have, this is kind of like my all colour fabric, this one. And then if we look at the white and bone one, or cream one, it's big, and again it's blue on the back, but the actual fabric at the top is a white bone sort of colour. And I have red in this one, only a little bit of red. And then I've got, that's purple in this one. This is purple, so I've got purple binding on that one. And this one here is my green. So I actually tried to colour code my project bags for my ribbon as I was making them. This way of storing my ribbon works for me. It may not work for everyone. I like to sort of open the zipper and just dig through my ribbon. I don't need to be able to see all of it. I pretty much know what's in most of them anyway, and I prefer to do that. But what I do like is the colour coding. So if I'm looking for green ribbon, pink ribbon, blue ribbon, I know which packet to get out and dig through. And since changing over to this method, after trying many different ways of storing ribbon over the years, I really like this way. It's been like this for quite a while now, and I'm really enjoying it. It works for me. If you're wondering what I do for the big rolls, well, I don't have many of them. I've only got a couple, and this is it. So I just pop them into the bottom of the bag, and again, that works. I could put them into a project bag, one of these bags, if I needed to. I just don't find that I need to. And once again, I store it in one of these collapsible baskets. It's a fabric basket, and I got them, as I said, from Amazon, and I find that that works well for me. So what sort of ribbon storage and fabric storage do you use? I know a lot of people use the comic book cards and store their fabric. I don't like to do that. I don't really have anywhere that's dust-free enough for me to store my fabric like that, hence why I like to put them into something. And also I would be worried about the fading, because I get a lot of light in this room, in my craft room. So for me, that just wouldn't work. And plus I do buy a collection of fabric, and I sew just with that collection normally. So if I'm making a quilt, unless I'm doing it from scraps, I sew the whole quilt out of that one collection. And if it's a jelly roll, I will use all of the jelly roll to do it. So it's all been sewn up and gone. So that's just how I work. It's how I like to work and how my brain works. But I'd be interested to know how you store your fabric. So let me know in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Deborah. Cheers.